Thanks for tuning in to the Palm Beach Podcast, a weekly show highlighting people making a positive impact in our community. With your hosts, sports chiropractor and athletic trainer, Dr. James Spencer, photographer and art director, Mike Jones. Our show is brought to you by Pump House Coffee Roasters, the Lotus Travel Company, Hopportunities Self-Serve Beer Hall, and the Bishop's Water Company. Hello and welcome to the Palm Beach Podcast. My name's Mike Jones, hanging out at Media Zone with some fantastic human beings. Dr. James Spencer, how you doing, buddy?
Always a pleasure to see you, know that.
And thanks for putting up with me geeking out with our guest.
Yes, honestly, it's a pleasure because we're kind of flipping the script. A lot of times we may have some people who are on my end of the business side, but why don't you introduce our special guest, Mike?
Yeah, a guy that I've been looking up to for a long time, and we've had a great working relationship the past half of a year. And Mike Filsaime, welcome to the studio.
Glad to be here, and this is my third time in the studio. Before we had our studio built in Boca, we did 2 podcasts here.
So. And a couple green screen sessions, right?
We recorded
definitely.
some video, yeah.
I know the famous blue shirt.
That's right. I use too much. Even Donna in the company told me.
Oh, of course.
You got to start getting a new shirt. I said I wanted to look consistent on camera.
Well, I think your reputation speaks for yourself. Everyone that would have heard of you from the butterfly marketing days, and all the different webinar and funnel type technologies. But now you have Groove.
Mm-hmm.
Want to give us a little update on what Groove is?
Groove is a CRM that helps people do all types of publishing. They can build their websites. So the best way to explain it is what does it replace all in one? It replaces Wix, Squarespace, ClickFunnels, MailChimp,
Salesforce,
Wistia,
the list goes on.
Membership site platforms, etc. Yeah, so you can run your entire business online for digital and e-commerce.
Well, that's what's so cool to see and to hear is, I know I don't want to have 10 different apps. I want everything in one place.
Yeah, what's funny is our members say to us, because we have 12 apps right now, and they say, this is complicated. And I say, yes, actually being online is going to be complicated to some extent, but what's the alternative? The alternative is you will have to download WordPress to put your blog in, learn Squarespace to build your site. You're going to have to learn ClickFunnels to do your funnels. You're going to have to learn Kajabi to fulfill your membership. You're going to have to learn YouTube and
exporting spreadsheets from MailChimp
exactly.
into your CRM.
Yeah, you see,
segmenting lists. Like, yeah, if you think that's complicated, wait till you start segmenting.
Right.
Yeah, good luck.
So learning all that, what's easier? Learning it in one dashboard, one platform where the user interface is the same all the way along, or having to log into 16 different softwares and having to teach them how to talk to each other. And then next thing you know, you end up finding a web developer and you're paying them $3,000 a month. And many people just want to get out there and teach the world fitness, or teach the world, hey, I'm a consultant. I can help you in your business, or I can help you overcome a divorce, or I can help you find a lover, or I can help you invest in Bitcoin or real estate, buy a house with no money down, get 6-pack abs. And anytime you've ever seen anybody on the web say, hi, I'd like to, enter your name and email in the box below and I'll send you a free report. No matter what that is, those people want to focus on being the expert. They don't want to get lost in all this technology, and the technology has crushed a lot of dreams, and that's what we hope for Groove, is to make the technology easier so you can focus on being an expert.
Well, that's sort of like our business model here at Media Zone is like, don't worry about the lens and the light. You should be writing your script and like your response emails and building your brand. And so we've removed that friction on the front end. And like the people that I see, because I've been on your live streams, the Groovathons, your educational sessions, like you really, really take so much time to educate and help people, where it's like, I can't believe you do it all for free. Like, not the whole platform isn't free, but the amount of like content that you put out, I mean, kudos to you guys.
Yeah, we felt that if at the end of the day, we want you to be a customer on our platform. So if we can make you better at becoming an influencer, or getting leads and turning those leads into customers, and getting better on video and referring people to Media Zone here so they can just walk in, sit down, and be able to do a podcast or record a sales video. That's what we want to do. And we feel if we can do that, you're going to stay on our platform even longer. But if we start charging you for the education, then we have to decide what company are we in. Are we an education company or a software company? So I think being a software platform to help people with their marketing, it's our obligation to also teach them the marketing.
And your platform almost sells itself with the affiliate system forever and ever. I don't want to geek out too much on like signing up with a code for somebody to get like a special deal. Like forever, if I went on my phone and I signed up, if I go to my computer doesn't remember, like my phone is not telling. And just to remove all the geekiness, like you guys solved the problem. And now when people sell Groove to, when someone says, hey, who's doing your website? You guys have that tiered affiliate system. Would you talk about that?
Yeah. So it's a referral program. So in a brick and mortar store, right, you would say something like, hey, if you refer 5 people to us, you'll get a free haircut or something along those lines. The beautiful thing about the internet is we can track with cookies and different things like that. So we just, once you create your account, we also give you a very easy to find referral link. In our business, we call it an affiliate link. And now you can post that link on Facebook, text it to a friend, or write a blog post about it. Or if you have a list of people that you can email on your newsletter, you can write about how it can help them with their business and just pop in your affiliate link into the email. And then if anybody clicks on that link and signs up, you get paid recurring commission on whatever they pay us.
Tough gig.
Well, and it makes sense because like you want people to be fans of your platform, and now you're also paying them to help your business grow. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Yeah,
I think one of the things that most businesses should look into is putting into a referral program. Everybody sees it when you sign up for an app, right? If you sign up for Uber, they'll give you $5 if you share your link and somebody signs up with Uber. So that's something that anybody that's listening to this podcast can realize. How can I incentivize anybody that's a customer of my business? Giving word of mouth is great, but what if I can say, hey, if you can refer anybody to us, we'll give you a free dinner.
More incentive.
Yeah,
I like that.
Well, and you can talk a little bit about the transformation you've seen in the fitness industry with membership platforms, on-demand content. Like, how much have you seen that shift?
It's just constant growth from, we'll just say 5-10 years ago, that wasn't even an option, and now it's almost the thing to do because low overhead means you make more money, right? And without the brick and mortar and going more online, it makes it a little bit easier, and not only just to have a bigger reach, but now you have a global footprint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like everyone should have a free PDF of some sort, right? Like
that's a good point. So there's a book that I'm going to recommend that everybody listening to this podcast, if they're an entrepreneur or know somebody in their family is, or they have any type of business, or maybe they're just running the business and they're the general manager of something like that. It's called The No BS Book on Marketing by Dan Kennedy. It is by far the best book to explain to you what your job is to do to get leads for your business. It is not Field of Dreams, Pizza of Dreams, Nail Shop of Dreams. You don't build it and they will come. It doesn't work that way. And Dan Kennedy and many of his partners, they went into different verticals. They went into real estate agents. They went into doctors. They went into lawyers. And they pioneered many of the things that you hear today. And so one of their ads just for lawyers is for accident injury. Everybody is, have you been injured in a car accident? What they do is they basically say, here are the 7 biggest mistakes you can make when looking for an accident injury attorney. And they give you a free report. And so what they say in the book is every single person that reads that book says, well, this doesn't apply to my business. So what he does is he does the first 9 chapters explaining how this type of direct response marketing works by educating a consumer to know, like, and trust you. And then he spends the next third of the book breaking down about 16 different industries that all said this won't work in our industry. And so one of the guys there has one of the largest real estate firms in the nation and basically doesn't doesn't do open houses, doesn't do regular listings, all these different types of things. And you get with him and he actually does marketing for the home, believe it or not, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to pick on any real estate agents. I don't. And hopefully if anybody is a real estate agent, they're listening and saying, okay, let me buy this book and see what this person's talking about. What a real estate agent will do, they just want to get the listing. They just want to get the listing. Oh, you're selling your house and to get to the card and everything like that. Once they get the listing, they're not going to market it for you. That's known as the seller's broker. And what they're hoping is that a buyer's broker is going to get out there and start showing you different houses. And hopefully one day they're going to sell this house for you. So the listing broker may do a couple of open houses to make the homeowner feel like we're marketing for you. But really what they're doing is squatting on the deal, putting it into multiple listing, and then hoping that another agent finds somebody that says, hey, I'm looking for a house. But when you actually realize what you can do with direct response marketing, you can have, wouldn't it be great that you have more buyers than you actually have inventory for? And that's a great thing.
Well, and one of the things I always admire just when we are having conversations or anytime you jump on the whiteboard, it's like the golden pieces and nuggets. But for someone that's not an entrepreneur or whatever, I think just for life in general, you kind of reverse engineer. Like you say, this is where we want to end up, right? And then you work your way backwards. And that's just a great way to solve problems. And it works really well when you're selling stuff. Like, what do you want someone to do? I want someone to buy now. And what do they have to do? Well, they have to be a specific customer and it has to be at a specific price point, or there has to be like something scarcity based where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't miss out on this. And so I think the important nugget here for like people is at the end of the day in business, we're just solving problems, and your platform makes it incredibly easy for someone that doesn't know any code. Yeah,
that's what we want. We want people to be able to have beautiful templates that are drag and drop. A point to what you were saying there, Mike, is what I try to tell people is this is how your income, no matter what, how you're going to look at it if you're an entrepreneur. Your income is on, if this is an equation, this is the equal sign. Your income is right here. On this side of the equation is the product of these two things, the amount of value that you can provide multiplied by the number of people that you can reach. That's it. You have a good amount of value, you reach a lot of people, that's going to spit out on the other side of the sausage factory all of your income. So the first thing that we need to do there is ask the right question. What type of value do I want to provide? That's it. Because then we can talk about the marketing in a minute. And I think many people, and I know I've seen it with me and my brother, we're talking, and many people are saying first, what's the best way to make money? It's just the wrong question. And if anybody's ever, I can make sure anybody's pretty much understand this when you're going through different types of franchises. Oh, wow, look at this. I could open up a storage place. Well, that would be good. I don't have to be there. And, and then it's like, oh, but look at this. There's Culver's, there's Chick-fil-A. I wonder what it would be like to own a Chick-fil-A. And those questions are, what would be a good way to make money, right? So, as opposed to saying, what is my passion and my expertise? And so, Mike, you've probably heard me say this before. The sad thing is right now, just while we were doing this podcast, hundreds of people just made a payment to somebody else that's not you, that is probably providing less passion and less expertise for one reason, because they're online and you're not.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's, I have to give a huge shout out to you and your team. John Cornetta, Matt Seralta, Joe Jablonski, Donna.
The lovely Donna
Deb,
Fox.
Yeah. I mean, I think you are a product of your team as well. The people that you surround yourself with are, the best of the best. Like these guys, they have a passion for it. Everyone stays in their lane. They know what they're good at. And it's truly been a blessing to work, because I've been able to learn from, the guys that have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. John handles our traffic, and Matt is in charge of GroovePay, which is our merchant processing company. And Matt also handles all the HR and accounting. And he also helped develop the first product there, GrooveCard as well. Donna is our CMO. So she does, all of our marketing, and Joe is our affiliate manager. And, another thing I just want to add So we talked about, the passion. The next thing people need to realize is there's two different things that need to happen. Sometimes people think it's the same thing. One thing is called marketing and sales. Online, we call it traffic and conversion. So let's talk about it online, what traffic and conversion means. There's really two different components. One thing is traffic. What I call that, get the click. Like, what am I doing to get them to click for them to come on my website? Anything that I do to get them to get the click is known as marketing. That's search engine optimization. That's social media, right? I do a social media post. I'm trying to get them to click on something. Nothing happens if they don't click. Dan Kennedy always talks about, don't you ever put up a billboard on the side of the road. If you can't track it, you don't buy it. We direct response marketers don't do branding.
That's so
we
funny.
do.
Oh
if we can't measure it, we have no idea how it's performing. Later, when you're Geico, fly a plane at the beach that says save 15%. They don't know what to do with their money. They're doing all types of branding and radio and stuff like that. But entrepreneur businesses get the click online. And that means you can do Facebook advertising, you can do Google AdWords, pay-per-click. You type in, if somebody types in this keyword, I want to show up at the top of the listing. That's getting the click. That's a whole different type of thing than conversion. And so once you figure out how to target an audience, which is easy, Facebook will help you, Google will help you. They have a lot of inventory.
They love to take your money.
Yeah, they love to take your money, and they will get you the click. It's easy. You give Google $500 and tell them anybody interested in this, they're going to spend your money for you. So here's the big myth. It's hard to get traffic. No, getting traffic is easy. I can guarantee you if you give Google $500, they will give you $500 worth of traffic. And if it takes them an hour or a week or a day or whatever, they will get you the traffic. So the first thing we got to understand is getting traffic is easy. So when people say, I tried Google AdWords, I tried Facebook, it didn't work. What they're really saying is it did work because they took my money and sent me the traffic. What are they really saying?
They didn't get the click.
It didn't convert.
Conversion, yeah.
It didn't convert, right? They got the click. They went to the website and they made no sales, right? So in the same thing offline, instead of traffic and then conversion, it's marketing and sales. So marketing is everything you get to do to get the person to walk in the door or pick up the phone.
Consider it.
Yeah.
Right? They're considering it at that point.
Yeah, because because that's the job of marketing. Like online, it's to get them to click because my store is my website. On offline, my store is an actual storefront. So my marketing needs to get them to call and order a pizza. But wouldn't it be great to have the best pizza in town and do 10x sales? Because you're actually putting in different programs that are sending out a text message to every customer on a Thursday.
Happy birthday.
Right. Happy birthday.
Automatically.
Asking for their anniversary. Everybody knows getting sales for pizza on a Friday is good. Mom and dad get their paycheck. They're doing the shopping and they're exhausted from shopping. They don't want to cook tonight, so they stop at the pizza. So you're always going to get sales on a Friday. So what's your slowest day? Thursday. How about having a Thursday special that texts every single one of your people, buy a pizza today, get free garlic nuts and a 2-liter bottle of soda or whatever. And everybody knows 1 out of 50 restaurants that they deal with are doing this. And you get it and you're like, oh, don't you feel special when they text you happy birthday? And it's like, to me, that makes me feel special as a marketer for sure. But I love that stuff.
What about Travis from, Travis from Chatmatic? What was that connection?
Yeah, so Travis and then his wife Sarah were members at a CrossFit that I worked at, and that's how I got introduced to him.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
You know Travis.
I don't know. Maybe I mentioned it to you, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, small.
Always
world.
with the flat bill hat.
Yeah, we have one of those. We bought that company, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you knew. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sarah and Travis are good people, and when I saw him, I think he was on your
The Groovathon.
Yeah, the
Groovathon. He's brilliant. I love that guy. He's got a lot of energy. Damn handsome dude too, and he, my customers just absolutely love him.
He's got that Hawaiian glow.
Yeah. Well, he's now back in Tampa. They moved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We could get him on the podcast.
We'll have to get him over here.
Easy.
But I think at the end of the day, Mike, would you just kind of speak to like the types of people, brick and mortars, totally online? What is Groove? Who's Groove good for?
So, everybody today needs to have an online presence. right? It's great to have a brick and mortar, but the first step is to have an online presence. You need a brand website. And a brand website, the job isn't to look good. A lot of people are like, look at my site. It looks good, right? Okay, that's great.
Nice Wix template.
But what's the purpose of it? Where is it leading the customer? Is it getting an email? After we get the email, what are we doing with that? Do we have a 7-day follow-up sequence to let them know more about us, to call? Are we giving a coupon that expires? All of these different things are all the seeds of direct response. So with Groove, we can allow people to have not only their brand website, but they can also do blog, a blog, so they can maybe post 3-4 times a month, get free traffic from Google with SEO. Google loves to give you free traffic. That's their business, right? That's what the search engine is. And then we can set you up with an e-commerce store. So if you have any physical products, you can have people buy it right online. There's great companies like ShipStation that you could work with, and you want to sell them your Philly cheesesteaks or your pizza kit or whatever, or your jarred sauce, because they love it. What's the secret to this pizza? It's our sauce. You can buy it online. Oh, great. And just you can pack it, and you could even everything you can do to automate things is easy. You can find a local supplier that you could hook your ShipStation up to, so they can buy your food there and they'll ship it for you. You don't even have to. You can just give them all your stuff to warehouse for you. I'm excited about online, no matter what it is. I believe that either it can help you get more leads or make more sales. And so sometimes you can't sell your product online, but that doesn't mean that you can't use the internet to flood your gym with more people than you can fit in your class. And the biggest problem you're going to have is you have to open up another gym so that you can have more, or buy the store next door so you can have room for bigger classes.
Well, and before we went live today, we had Liv, like a personal trainer here in Palm Beach. And she's like, I have 8 slots a day. I have 8 1-hour slots a day. But online, I can sell workout plans, nutrition programs, and, your accessibility and your brand grows when you offer that stuff online. And so it's interesting to see. I know with the membership websites, email marketing, like every business should have some way to take money online. I think you were the one that said, like, if you don't have a buy now button, how are they going to buy now?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, and financially, you're hitting a rooftop if you can only get paid, for 8 hours a day versus going online. Now there's a chance to make more income.
So online, we have the expression called one too many. One person too many, and that's essentially what online is. The best way that I could say the way brick and mortar did one to many was with live events and conferences. I remember when I went to go see Tom Hopkins. How to Master the Art of Selling. What Tom was doing was coming into my city, and he'd get into a room with 400 people, and he spoke like this, kind of like Bill Clinton. He taught you how to handle objections and all that stuff. And at the end, he would say, you can buy my program. It's normally $997, but you can get it today for $297. But wait, there's more. If you get that, you're also going to get how to do this, how to overcome objection, my course on this, and blah, blah, and all this. You're going to get that absolutely free, but we're leaving. We're going to another city tomorrow. What does everybody do? They run to the back of the room. This is pre-internet. So
I've been at Traffic and Conversion. We've all done this at every marketing conference ever.
Exactly. It's called your back of the room sales. And so the reason why we love to do it is because you can sell one to many. I'm doing a presentation, but the bigger the room, the more I'm going to sell. That concept went from a seminar to the web. I think people will chuckle, yeah, duh, I know this. Or maybe they'll say, I never knew that. It was a seminar. Now we're going to do a seminar on the web, and we're going to call that a webinar. And that's essentially what a webinar is.
Oh, no way.
Are you serious? That's why I wasn't sure because I've said this to people and they have a friggin'
my light bulb just went off.
Yeah, exactly. This is a seminar. It's a one-to-many type of thing. And people said, hey, instead of me traveling to every single city every week, I'm going to do my seminar on the web and I'm going to call it a webinar. And you're doing the same exact thing that you did on stage. And you have an audience and you give them a buy now button and you don't have to travel to San Francisco this week and Chicago the next week. You can do all of your local advertising to only people living in Chicago and say, hey, exclusively for Chicago, and it's a virtual world. I love how you
Dynamic.
Thank you for that nugget. That was good.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, let's just close it out with saying, Groove freemium model as well, which I think is really fantastic. You let people really dig in, try the platform, see the bells and whistles. How can we find you online?
Great, and I appreciate the plug. So, and folks, I hope you enjoyed. Which camera should I look at here?
Yeah, on the left.
On the left. I hope you enjoyed the nuggets we shared today here. It was a pleasure being on the podcast. If you want to learn more about Groove, you could go to groovefunnels.com and you could sign up for free. We offer you the ability to run your entire online business or do some automation for your brick and mortar business. We have tons of free training in what we call Groove Digital Academy. We have videos on all types of marketing and more stuff like we're doing here. And the beautiful thing is you can sign up with just your first name, last name, email, and a password. We don't ask you for a credit card. No credit card is required to use our entire platform. In fact, 93% of our users are free members. Only 7% of our users upgrade, and you'll know when it's time for you to upgrade when you exceed capacity and you have more leads to mail and things like that. And we'd love to have you as a customer.
Mike, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, man. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure. I know I tend to talk long. I'm like, what? How long have we just got started?
I've been part of like 4-hour podcasts with this guy before, so I'm glad we kept it under 35 minutes today.
Oh, did we? That's it. That's pretty
truly
good.
a pleasure. Thanks for coming back to Media Zone.
Thanks. My pleasure.
Cheers.
And
Cheers,
we'll see you soon.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Palm Beach Podcast. If you'd like to give back and help our show grow, please learn about ways to give and donate at thepalmbeachpodcast.com.